up, you guys? It's Kelsey and welcome to Minivans and Money. In today's Disney video, we are going to be talking about my favorite Disney inspired baby names. Let's go. Reach out and find your happily ever after. If you are new to my channel, my name is Kelsey. I put out Disney videos every Wednesday, mommy related videos on Monday, and finance related videos on Friday. So if that's something that interests you, make sure to hit that subscribe button, hit that bell notification, and give this video a thumbs up. So if you have been around since kind of the beginning of my channel, I love baby names. It's kind of a hobby of mine. I know it's probably kind of weird, but I just love learning about different baby names, watching baby name videos, just all of it. I love it so much. I also did a baby name video probably 2 or 3 years ago now, and it's the only other one I have on this channel, so I will link that right here. But without further ado, let's get into these Disney inspired baby names. Okay, so my first baby name is for boys and it comes from a Toy Story, and that is the name Rex. Everybody loves Rex from the Toy Story franchise, and I just think it is such a cool, strong name, Rex. It's just, I love it so much. A name that I like for girls comes from Wreck-It Ralph, and that is Vanellope. It's probably considered a made-up name. Penelope is really popular, and I love that name so much, but I think Vanellope is a really cool spin on it, and I think a lot of people who are Disney fans would think that if they heard that somewhere, that they would think it was just an awesome name. So this is a personal favorite of mine. Everybody knows that Rapunzel is my favorite princess, and so this comes from the movie Tangled, and that is the name Flynn. This is actually one of the names we are considering if we ever have another child, because we kind of have an Irish theme going. So Flynn, it's very similar to Finn, which is super popular, but Flynn is just a little bit different, and it's a little bit not as popular as Finn is. Also, a name to consider would be Ryder, from the character Flynn Rider, whose real name is Eugene. I think Flynn or Ryder would be such a cool name. Okay, so this girl's name comes from the movie The Princess and the Frog, and that is Evangeline. Now, I can barely say Evangeline without thinking like Evangeline, like that sweet little southern accent, but I love this name so much, and I think a really cool nickname for this would be Evie. And so that is just one, it is just so elegant and beautiful, and I love it so much. Okay, so this name comes from the movie Wreck-It Ralph. My kids have been watching that movie non-stop lately, but this is actually a name that is one of my husband's favorite names, and I think if we had a boy tomorrow, he would name him this name, but that is the name Felix. I think Felix is just got such a strong, trendy vibe, and I love it so much, and Wreck-It Ralph is an awesome movie. This girl's name comes from the movie Inside Out, which is one of my personal favorite Disney movies. I think it is super underrated, honestly, but I love it so much, and that is the name Joy. I just love the name Joy. It's just beautiful. Like, there's no other way to put it. It's just beautiful. And the character Joy, you know, she had some of her faults, but in general, she was really eager, go-getter, and just super happy. She was so joyful. So this boy's name is from the movie The Good Dinosaur, and it is again a name that we are considering. It's so funny that a lot of these names have Disney roots, but we didn't really consider that when we were thinking of these names, but that is the name Arlo. I love this name. I think it's so simple and different and just really cute. This name is very Disney inspired, and it comes from the movie Cinderella. So I actually have a friend who is a fellow photographer and a fellow Disney lover, and she's just been a huge part of my life. And she has a little girl who is almost 3, I believe, and she named her daughter Ella. And I never even considered the nickname Ella from Cinderella. So her daughter's name is Ella, and it is based off of Cinderella. I just think that's super awesome. I really wish Rapunzel wouldn't be a really weird name to name your daughter, because that's my favorite princess, but Ella. I think it has a wonderful Disney spin to it. This boy's name comes from The Incredibles, and that is Dashiell. So a lot of people don't realize, or maybe don't pay attention, but the character Dash on The Incredibles, which is the son, his full name is Dashiell. And I really like that name. Unless I'm thinking about Dash, the character though, I never remember how to pronounce it. So I think it could be something hard for people to pronounce as well as spell, because it's kind of spelled Dashiell if you're from America, or I don't know. So unless I'm thinking of that movie, oh, Dashiell, then I don't really remember. But I think it's a really cool name, and it's really uncommon, and I think it's awesome. So this is a girl's name, and it is from the Aristocats, and that is Marie. I have just always gravitated towards Marie. I think it is really awesome. I just really like it a lot. I think it's so pretty and classic and Disney inspired. This character is probably not one that you would think of off the top of your head, but it is from Zootopia, and the name is Finnick, and Finnick plays the fox in Zootopia, who is kind of the bad guy. Finnick is kind of a long version of Finn, which is super popular right now. So if you want a little boy with the nickname Finn, but you maybe don't want to use just Finn, or maybe you don't want to use Finley because it is super gender neutral, maybe you want more of a masculine version, I think Finnick would be really awesome, and I have seen it climbing the charts a little bit. So I think it would be perfect. So this girl's name comes from Toy Story, and that is the name Molly. I think it is so universal for any age. I think it ages well. I think, you know, it's beautiful. It's like a little girl's name. I just really like the name Molly. This name comes from the Hunchback of Notre Dame, and the character was a gargoyle, and that is the name Hugo. I think Hugo is just such an awesome, strong name, and I don't know, it just sounds really cool, but totally underused. So I love the name Hugo. Okay, so this girl's name is a double meaning, or two different movies. So that is the name Winifred or Winnie. So if you were to use the name Winifred, that would come from Hocus Pocus, which everybody loves Hocus Pocus, right? So definitely Winifred from that. You could call her Winnie. They do call her Winnie in the movie. Or everybody's favorite bear, Winnie the Pooh. My husband was obsessed with Winnie the Pooh as a little boy, and so I think it would be super cute if we had a little girl named Winnie. So this boy's name comes from Oliver and Company, and that is the name Oliver. Oliver is something that I think was totally underused and is finally now getting to where it needs to be. I think Oliver is so beautiful, and it is growing in popularity, but it is also Disney inspired. Okay, so this girl's name comes from the movie Hercules, and that is Calliope. I love the name Calliope. Again, it has kind of a Penelope, Vanellope type feel with the P-E at the end. This is actually a character's name on Grey's Anatomy. She goes by Callie, but her name was Calliope. So definitely, if you love the name Calliope, but you're a little bit worried about people being able to spell it or pronounce it correctly, then definitely Callie would be a super cute nickname. But if you are looking for a totally out of the box, beautiful Disney inspired name, I think Calliope would be perfect. So another personal favorite from mine comes from The Sword and the Stone, and that is Arthur. Arthur is just so, I just don't even know what to say about Arthur. It just sounds so grown up and masculine, and I just love it so much. My husband is not a fan of this name, so I don't know if we'd ever use it. It's just so cute. I love it so much. So if you use it, I'm super jealous. Okay, so this girl's name comes from the movie Enchanted, and that is the name Giselle. I personally don't like first names that start with G, but I don't know why. I think the name Giselle is a perfect name if you are looking for something that kind of has that Ella feel to it, but isn't super used and is Disney related. So this boy's name comes from Atlantis the Lost Empire. That is the name Lyle. Now, many of you know my husband's name is Kyle, so I don't think we would ever use this name. I just love the name Lyle. Maybe it's because I have a husband named Kyle and I'm used to saying Kyle 500 times a day. But for me personally, between Kyle or Lyle, I think Lyle just rolls off the tongue so much better. And I think it is definitely underused and super sophisticated. And finally, this last girl's name comes from the movie The Parent Trap. This was actually going to be Liam's name had he been a girl, and that is the name Hallie. Hallie is one of the twins of Hallie and Annie in the movie The Parent Trap, and I just love this name so much. I don't know why I love this name so much, but I just do. I think it is very similar to like Allie or Ellie, but I don't know. Just the sound just gives it a little more I don't know. So thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. Let me know down in the comments what your favorite Disney inspired baby names are. If you have a video similar to this, I would love to watch it. So thank you guys again, and I will see you next week. Bye.